beloved chosen ones. Stop scrolling immediately and lock your attention on this message. I am not asking for your time today. I am warning you because a massive spiritual shift is happening right now. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you to this video. Heaven intercepted your feed because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. If you swipe away before the end, you are actively choosing to sever the exact justice prepared for you. The enemy is screaming at you to leave. He knows that if you hear this revelation, his hold over your life breaks completely. Someone who treated you as replaceable is currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash, and it is happening in plain sight. Nobody has ever seen them act like this before. This is not happening behind closed doors anymore because it is a public and irreversible collapse. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance and constructed a false narrative about you. They expected your departure to destroy your spirit and leave you utterly broken. But instead, you became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. Right now, the very people they used to gossip with are watching them unravel completely. Their mask has not just slipped, it has shattered into 1,000 unfixable pieces. I am going to walk you through the exact X-ray of their meltdown. Do not look away. Let us go deeper into what your body has been enduring. I need you to focus on that heavy and suffocating feeling in your chest. Think about the nights you wake up at 3 in the morning, when your jaw is tight and your heart is racing while their face flashes in your mind. Listen to me very carefully right now. That is not anxiety. You are not going crazy, and you are not broken. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting their absolute panic. The enemies who permanently lost access to you are finally realizing what they sacrificed. They are literally starving for your pure energy, and the spiritual backlash of their desperate hunger is hitting your nervous system. They used you as a human battery for years. Every time you compromised your boundaries to show them empathy, they silently siphoned your pure light. Now that your energetic cord is permanently cut, their soul is experiencing a severe and painful withdrawal. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people today. Look closely at their physical appearance lately. Have you noticed how dull and grey their skin looks now? Their bitterness and deep envy are aging them like milk left in the harsh sun. The heavy wrinkles carving into their face are the physical manifestation of their spiritual rot. Without your daily supply of grace, they are withering away rapidly. They look genuinely sick and exhausted. Time was supposed to age you and break you down. Yet here you are making time itself look like an absolute fool. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room, looking completely unbothered after everything they put you through. You look younger and brighter every single day. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity now. They spent years praying for your downfall in secret. They expected the betrayals and the intense isolation to drain the life out of your beautiful eyes. Instead, you walked through their fire and came out glowing. You cracked a divine code they will never have access to. You did not just survive their toxic storm, you became the blazing sun. Your absolute silence is a lethal weapon that completely starved their demons. They are drowning in the loud noise of their own making. Frantically, they search for a replacement for you, but they quickly realize that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. You are the rare diamond they carelessly threw away just to play with cheap rocks in the dirt. Stop swallowing your truth to make them feel comfortable. That burning feeling sitting in your throat must be released today. I want you to completely release the guilt of leaving them behind. You were never meant to be the permanent collateral damage in their journey of chaos. The universe isolated you to protect you from their sickness. There is a very specific reason why your physical body is rejuvenating while theirs is breaking down. It goes far beyond standard biology or basic stress management. It is a profound energetic exchange that they initiated and lost. In the upcoming moments, I am going to reveal the exact spiritual blueprint that cuts their cord to your body forever. They want you to think this is just a normal phase of life. But we both know you are a cycle breaker. The generational patterns of being drained end right here with you. Do not let the Matrix illusion tell you that your glowing aura is just a coincidence, because it is the undeniable mark of the anointed ones. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. If your spirit confirms this raw truth today, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. That simple action places a spiritual shield around your mind right now. Pay close attention to this next part. The enemy tried desperately to hide this specific revelation from you, but their time of hiding is officially over. Let us address the crushing exhaustion you carry right now. Your limbs feel incredibly heavy, and every morning you wake up feeling like you ran a marathon in your sleep. Your mind is clouded with a thick fog that refuses to lift. This is not a normal fatigue. It is a profound spiritual drainage. You gave your absolute best to someone who only wanted to consume your brilliant light. You became the ultimate stabilizer for their chaotic environment, but they never appreciated the sacred energy you freely offered. Instead, they treated your pure devotion as an endless buffet for their starving ego, leaving you entirely depleted. Now you are left wondering why you feel so incredibly empty while they walk away completely untouched. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this truth. It feels violently unfair to watch them act so normal. You see them smiling and living their life as if they did not shatter yours. They parade around completely unbothered. They post happy pictures and gather new friends while you heal in absolute silence. Your left brain demands to know why the universe allows such wicked injustice. You ask yourself why the narcissist gets to be happy while you are literally fighting for your breath. But you must understand that their public happiness is a complete matrix illusion. It is a desperately constructed performance designed to hide their internal rot. They are deeply hollow vessels who possess absolutely no internal source of light or genuine joy. The only reason they ever shined was because they were actively plugged into your soul. You were the human battery keeping their false reality alive. When they smiled brightly in the past, it was merely your stolen energy radiating through their stolen mask. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you. Your body is reacting violently because it is breaking a severe trauma bond. That sudden drop in your stomach when you hear their name is a somatic warning. It is your highly advanced spiritual immune system rejecting their toxic frequency. You are purging their poison. They want you to believe that your deep sadness is a sign of weakness, and they want you to feel absolutely pathetic for caring so much. But your immense capacity to love is exactly what makes you a rare diamond. You are the chosen one. Your empathy is a divine superpower that terrifies the dark elite. The enemy targeted you specifically because your light is blinding. Look at the flying monkeys who gladly joined their calculated smear campaign. It hurts deeply when mutual friends believe the venomous lies of a master manipulator, leaving you to sit in silent agony while they assassinate your character. You refused to lower yourself to their demonic level of gossip. You kept your dignity intact while your heart was bleeding. That restraint was not weakness. That silence was a lethal weapon. You did not realize it at the time, but your complete refusal to play their twisted game was exactly what starved them. Narcissists require your chaotic, emotional reaction to survive on a daily basis. When you offered them nothing but silence, you cut off their primary oxygen supply and initiated their spiritual death. Read that again in your spirit. You feel exhausted because you are standing at ground zero of a spiritual war. The physical aches and brain fog are symptoms of a massive energetic extraction, but the cord is finally severed. The pipeline that fed their ego with your grace is permanently destroyed. They are completely cut off from the source. And this is exactly why they are beginning to look so incredibly sick. The glow they stole from you is rapidly fading, and the grand illusion is dropping because they cannot sustain it without your daily sacrifice. They are scrambling to find a new target to drain. But nobody else carries the specific cosmic gravity that you possess. You are entirely irreplaceable. Stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never come. A parasite does not apologize to the host it tried to destroy. They are fundamentally incapable of self-reflection or genuine remorse. Do not let the Matrix trick you into holding on to hope for their redemption. Your only duty now is to step fully into your untouchable power. Type 777 in the comments right now if you feel the atmosphere shifting. This is the moment you reclaim every single ounce of energy they stole from you. The heavy days are officially ending. The physical sickness you feel is just the final stage of the spiritual detox. Heaven is actively restoring your cellular frequency as we speak. You are the cycle breaker sent to disrupt their karmic comfort zone. You were never just a passing character in their life. You were the ultimate mirror. You forced them to look at the horrifying reality of their own empty soul. And the reaction got this loud because you got closer to their ugly truth than anyone else before you ever had. They are terrified of the woman or man you are becoming in their absence. While they rapidly age and decay in their bitterness, you are stepping into an ageless glow. Your spiritual DNA is completely overriding the trauma they inflicted. But you must understand the exact mechanism of how your silence is destroying them. We must expose their hidden panic. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. You probably thought your silence was just a defense mechanism to protect your broken heart. You believed that walking away and cutting contact was simply a desperate attempt to survive their abuse. But here is the raw and uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. Your silence was a perfectly calculated spiritual weapon. Every single time you refused to answer their text messages, you actively denied them oxygen. Narcissists do not run on food or normal human emotions because they are entirely empty inside. They operate exclusively on the chaotic energy they extract from chosen ones like you. When you get angry and argue with them, you feed their massive demonic ego. Your tears and your frustrations are literally their daily bread. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening behind their closed doors. The moment you implemented absolute no contact, their entire matrix completely malfunctioned. They fully expected you to chase them and beg for closure. They wanted you to write long paragraphs explaining your deep pain, but instead you gave them the deafening roar of absolute nothingness, and that nothingness is currently suffocating them. They are frantically checking their phones and obsessively monitoring your silent profiles, while their internal anxiety reaches a boiling point. You completely stripped them of their false power just by removing your attention. You did not have to plot a complex revenge or ruin their reputation to win this war. You simply packed up your pure light and walked out of their haunted house forever. This is exactly where their entire manipulation massively miscalculated. They assumed you were hopelessly dependent on their validation, but they forgot you are a diamond. You are the rare cycle breaker who actually possesses a direct connection to divine energy. When you unplugged your cord from their parasitic system, you forced them to consume their own toxic waste. They are literally starving to death spiritually. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. Your active participation seals this decree in the physical realm. By removing yourself from the equation, you handed the verdict to a divine court they cannot manipulate. The universe immediately stepped in to balance the scales, and divine justice is absolutely ruthless when it defends the remnant. You must understand that energy vampires do not generate their own life force. They can only mirror the brilliant qualities of the people they exploit. When they lose a premium fuel source like you, their fake personality rapidly crumbles. They try to attach themselves to new victims, but normal people do not have your profound depth. The new supply is like cheap junk food compared to your premium energy. That is exactly why they look so incredibly hollow and grey right now. They are walking around with a giant unfillable void in their chest. Every single day they wake up, they are reminded of the massive mistake they made by betraying you. They thought they were discarding a burden, but they actually threw away their only oxygen tank. Now they are gasping for air in a dark room of their own making. Listen to me very closely right now, because this shift changes everything. Your silence is not a passive act of running away. It is an extremely aggressive act of spiritual warfare that requires zero physical effort. You are literally destroying their matrix just by existing in a state of absolute peace. Your unbothered joy is the ultimate poison to a narcissist who desperately wants you to suffer. They desperately want you to break no contact so they can feel alive again. They will try to send flying monkeys or drop subtle hints on social media to bait you. Do not take the bait under any circumstances. If you give them even a drop of your attention, you will restart their failing heart. Keep your heavy doors locked and let them starve in the cold wilderness they chose for themselves. This is the profound power of the chosen ones. We do not fight our battles in the mud with pigs. We simply ascend to a higher frequency and watch the demons choke on the thin air. You elevated yourself out of their toxic reach, and now the spiritual laws of gravity are crushing them. Your absence is the most violently loud sound they have ever heard in their entire miserable life. Every single day of your silence acts as a devastating blow to their fragile ego. They built an entire fake kingdom based on the assumption that you would always be their loyal servant. But the servant suddenly woke up and realized they were actually the monarch. You took your crown back and left them with nothing but a pile of worthless dust. The kingdom is actively burning to the ground. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the key to everything. What happens when an energy vampire realizes they can never access their premium supply again? They do not just quietly accept defeat and move on with their normal lives. They begin to visibly unravel and turn on the very people who helped them destroy you. The internal panic is about to spill over into the public eye. Let us look behind the curtain of their perfectly curated illusion. The facade they present to the world is actively crumbling under the massive weight of their own lies. They are waking up in cold sweats every single night. The absolute panic is setting in because they realize your silence is completely permanent. They know they crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. Without you acting as their designated scapegoat, their chaotic energy has nowhere to go. Narcissists always need a target to project their intense self-hatred onto. For years they used your pure light to absorb their dark venom, but you finally removed your divine shield from their toxic matrix. Now that toxic waste is spilling over into their own living room. The mess they created is drowning them. Watch what happens next. It is mathematically precise and absolutely devastating. The flying monkeys who blindly supported their smear campaign are finally stepping into the line of fire. Those mutual friends who gladly gossiped about you are now becoming the brand new targets. The energy vampire is desperately starving, and they will absolutely eat their own loyal followers to survive. This is the divine justice you have been patiently waiting for. The toxic circle they built to isolate you is currently destroying itself from the inside out. The narcissist cannot control their explosive rage without your calming presence to stabilize them. They are snapping at the exact people who helped them tear you down. The betrayal is happening right now. Listen to me very closely right now, because the dynamic fundamentally shifts here. The flying monkeys are waking up to the horrifying reality of the monster they blindly defended. They are slowly realizing that everything the narcissist told them about you was a complete lie. Your dignified silence proved your total innocence. Meanwhile, the abuser is publicly exposing their own madness. They are experiencing a massive internal rebellion. The loyal subjects of their fake kingdom are whispering behind their back every single day. The flying monkeys are quietly distancing themselves because the parasitic energy is simply too draining to handle anymore. Nobody wants to be the new human battery. They all want the benefits of the narcissist without paying the heavy spiritual price. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The narcissist is absolutely terrified of being left completely alone in the dark. They are frantically trying to secure a new premium supply to replace you. They are aggressively love-bombing strangers and making desperate promises they will never keep. But the new supply lacks your specific cosmic gravity. Your deep empathy is missing. The cheap rocks they picked up from the dirt can never replace a rare diamond. The new victims quickly see through the shattered mask and walk away. This constant rejection is driving the energy vampire into a state of profound paranoia. They are obsessively stalking your silent profiles and begging the universe to reverse time, but the spiritual doors are permanently locked. Type 777 in the comments right now to anchor this absolute victory. Your silent departure activated a domino effect of destruction in their fake reality. You did not have to lift a single finger to defend your sacred name. Heaven dispatched a spirit of confusion directly into their camp, and their communication is entirely scrambled. Their unholy alliances are burning. The physical toll of this internal horror is becoming impossible to hide anymore. The dark circles under their eyes are getting heavier every single day. The arrogant smirk they used to wear has been replaced by a permanent scowl of pure exhaustion. Their fake friends are noticing how rapidly they are aging. The sickness in their soul is bleeding out through their dull skin. They are desperately trying to project strength while their legs are violently shaking. Every time they walk into a room, the atmosphere instantly rejects their corrupted frequency. People who used to admire them are now feeling a strange somatic weight around them. The heavy energy they tried to dump on you is now permanently glued to their own aura, and they cannot escape it. You are the remnant who successfully escaped the dangerous parasite trap. Your glorious absence is the loud alarm bell that woke up their entire social circle. They thought they were burying you under a massive mountain of vicious lies, but they actually handed you the ultimate key to your total freedom when they pushed you away. They became the shovel that dug up your treasure. Do not let your beautiful heart feel sorry for their self-inflicted misery. Any empathy you send their way will instantly be hijacked to restart their dying matrix. You must remain completely unbothered and untouchable on your high mountain. The universe is putting them through a brutal spiritual press to extract the debt they owe you, and justice is demanding immediate payment. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. The internal panic is just the warm-up act for the main event. What happens when a master manipulator loses their loyal army and their premium energy source at the exact same time? They completely lose their mind. The quiet suffering is about to breach the surface and become a spectacular public display. Let us shift the focus back to your incredible transformation. While they are suffocating in the toxic ash of their burning kingdom, you are actively experiencing a profound biological and spiritual reset. The universe is not just healing your broken heart, it is aggressively rewiring your entire cellular structure to match your newly liberated frequency. The shift is absolutely undeniable. You walked into their fire completely exhausted, carrying the heavy weight of their endless demands on your fragile shoulders. They fully expected the betrayal to break your spirit and carve deep lines of sorrow into your face. They wanted your eyes to lose their brilliant spark. But instead of aging you, the intense pressure activated your dormant divine DNA. You became untouchable. Look at yourself in the mirror today. The dark circles that used to frame your exhausted eyes are rapidly fading away. Your skin carries a completely unexplainable and radiant glow that no expensive cream could ever replicate. This is not a coincidence. It is the direct physical result of cutting off a massive energetic leak. The energy you use to pour into their bottomless pit is finally circulating back into your own body. Time was supposed to age you and wear you down, yet here you are making time itself look like an absolute fool. You are literally aging backwards. This phenomenon terrifies the dark elite because it proves that true power comes from pure alignment, not from ruthless manipulation. You are tapping into a cosmic fountain of youth that opens only for the cycle breakers. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you. Every time you choose your peace over their manufactured drama, you are depositing pure light into your spiritual bank account. Your nervous system is no longer trapped in a constant state of fight or flight. The heavy cortisol that poisoned your bloodstream has been entirely flushed out. You are breathing deeply for the first time in years. This physical rejuvenation is driving your enemies absolutely insane. They are obsessively watching your silent profiles from fake accounts, desperately looking for a sign that you are failing. They want to see you looking miserable and completely lost without them. But every new picture they see is a violently loud slap in their face. You look wildly happy, deeply rested, and shockingly beautiful. Your authentic glow is the ultimate revenge. It requires absolutely zero effort on your part, but it inflicts maximum psychological damage on the narcissist. They are aggressively aging while you are blossoming into the absolute prime of your life. This striking contrast is impossible for their remaining flying monkeys to ignore. The physical evidence of who was truly toxic is written clearly on your faces. They look like an exhausted shell of a human being. Their aura is muddy, their skin is grey, and their eyes are completely dead. Meanwhile, you are walking around like a literal sunbeam. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that naturally draws high-frequency blessings directly to you. People are drawn to your light because it is genuine and completely unforced. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a shift. Be their guiding angel today and help them realize their true worth. We must build a massive and untouchable sanctuary for the anointed ones to gather. By sharing this profound truth, you are actively breaking the isolation spell the Matrix cast over our powerful tribe. The storm they sent to destroy you only washed away the heavy mud that was hiding your diamond brilliance. The intense pressure did not crush you. It crystallized your spirit into something entirely unbreakable. You are no longer the fragile empath who constantly bleeds for people who hold the knife. You have evolved into a demonstrated warrior of light who commands absolute respect. Let me completely reframe your reality, right here and right now. The intense pain of their betrayal was never a punishment. It was a brutal but necessary divine initiation. The universe had to separate you violently because you would have never left them on your own. Your massive heart would have stayed and tried to heal them until you were completely dead. The painful discard was actually your emergency rescue mission. Heaven forcefully unplugged you from the Matrix to protect your massive destiny. You were always destined for rooms they are entirely unequipped to enter. Your frequency is simply too high, and your purpose is too grand to be chained to a parasitic vampire. The temporary sting of rejection was the necessary price of admission to your absolute freedom, and you paid it in full. If this is resonating with your cellular knowing, do not move. The pressure inside their toxic bubble has reached its absolute maximum limit. They cannot contain the chaotic energy they unleashed anymore. The internal panic and the quiet physical decay are about to explode into a spectacularly loud and public event. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the ultimate turning point. What happens when the weight of the universe finally drops directly onto a fragile ego? The mask does not just slowly fade away, it violently shatters in front of the exact people they spent years trying to impress. The moment of pure, unadulterated divine justice is rapidly approaching. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The public collapse you have been waiting for is finally here, and it is absolutely glorious to witness. It did not happen quietly in the dark. It exploded right in the middle of their carefully constructed fake reality. The mask completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Every single lie they told about you suddenly caught fire. And the audience they built to validate their massive ego watched the entire structure burn to the ground. They thought they were in total control of the narrative. They walked into a room expecting everyone to admire their brilliant performance. But the heavy sickness in their soul could no longer be hidden behind a fake smile. Someone asked a simple question, and the energy vampire completely snapped. The reaction was violently loud and entirely unprovoked. They started screaming and throwing a massive tantrum like a cornered animal, while their friends watched in pure shock. This brings us to the final and undeniable verdict from heaven. The flying monkeys, who used to nod along with their toxic stories, suddenly backed away in pure horror. They looked at the narcissist and finally saw the terrifying monster you always knew existed. The illusion of the charming victim evaporated into thin air. In that exact moment, their absolute madness was permanently exposed for the entire world to judge. And here is the verdict we promised at the beginning. That public collapse you were waiting for just happened. Underneath all of that noise, the specific gravity of their deep regret hit them all at once. They broke down, sobbing in front of the crowd. But they were not crying because they felt sorry for hurting you. They were violently panicking because they realized they permanently lost their premium energy source. They actually started defending you to the very people they poisoned against you. It was a spectacular display of absolute desperation. They admitted out loud that nobody else could ever replace your pure light, and they confessed that throwing you away was the biggest mistake of their miserable life. But the crowd did not offer them any sympathy or comfort. The crowd just stared in uncomfortable and deafening silence. Your absolute silence did not just hurt them temporarily, it permanently ended their dark reign over your shared social circle. The people who blindly trusted them are now quietly reaching out to apologize to you. But you do not need their late apologies anymore because you are already seated comfortably on your high mountain. You are watching the chaotic storm rage far below your untouchable sanctuary. This is the divine justice of the chosen ones in action. We do not plot revenge or fight in the dirty trenches. We let the spiritual laws of gravity crush the demons who tried to bury us. Heaven orchestrated this public humiliation to clear your sacred name completely. Every single tear you cried in private has been repaid with their spectacular public disgrace, and the karmic scales are fully balanced today. They are now completely trapped in a prison of their own making. The energy vampire is desperately trying to pick up the shattered pieces of their fake mask, but the glue of their manipulation no longer works on anyone. They are officially marked as toxic by the entire universe. Everywhere they go, the heavy stench of their betrayal follows them like a dark cloud. They are completely spiritually bankrupt. Meanwhile, you are absolutely glowing with radiant peace. You did not have to say a single negative word to destroy them. Your magnificent absence did all the heavy lifting for you. You starved their demons until they turned on each other and devoured the fake kingdom. This is exactly what happens when a mere mortal tries to play dangerous games with a true cycle breaker. They get burned to ashes. Do not look back at the burning wreckage of their life. They chose this path when they decided to weaponize your beautiful empathy. Heaven warned them multiple times to stop touching the anointed ones, but their supreme arrogance completely blinded them to the truth. Now they must drink the bitter cup of consequence down to the very last drop. You are completely cleared of any obligation to help them heal. Leave them in the dust. The people who mocked your pain are now forced to witness your massive victory. They thought your quiet departure was a pathetic retreat. Now they understand it was the strategic repositioning of a divine monarch. You took your crown and let their fragile house of cards collapse under its own weight. The sheer magnitude of your power is finally visible to the naked eye. Nobody can deny your brilliant light. You won the war without ever lifting a physical weapon. The enemy is thoroughly defeated and publicly humiliated. They will spend the rest of their pathetic life searching for a fraction of the peace you carry effortlessly, but the cosmic doors are permanently shut in their face. and heaven has officially stamped their final eviction notice. They are cast out of your blessed timeline forever and always. Breathe deeply right now and let your heavy shoulders drop completely. The massive spiritual war that consumed your energy for so long is officially over. You do not have to fight those invisible battles anymore. The universe stepped in and neutralized the toxic threat against your soul, because divine justice always protects the anointed ones. The chaotic noise of their crumbling matrix cannot reach your high mountain. You are entirely safe now. Look around at the beautiful sanctuary of peace you built from the dark ashes of their betrayal. They fully intended to leave you completely broken and hopelessly lost in the wilderness. They wanted you to doubt your own sanity and question your divine worth every single day, but their wicked intentions violently backfired. The intense fire they set only purified your diamond heart. You emerged from the raging flames with a frequency they can never touch. You are the absolute cycle breaker. The toxic generational patterns that plagued your bloodline are permanently ending with you today. You fiercely refuse to pass the heavy trauma down to the next generation. Instead, you absorbed the massive shockwave and alchemized it into pure, radiant light. Heaven is incredibly proud of the immense strength you displayed during that brutal incubation season. There is no need to carry the heavy weight of their failure on your shoulders anymore. You gave them every possible chance to elevate their frequency and walk in the light with you. But you cannot force a creature of the dark to appreciate the brilliant warmth of the sun. Their profound inability to love you properly was never a reflection of your true value. It was their fatal flaw. Let us seal this profound transformation right here and right now. You walked into this season bleeding from heavy wounds inflicted by people blind to your true worth. But look at you now. You are no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology from a master manipulator. You have entirely transcended their toxic matrix and stepped firmly into your permanent, ageless glow. The heavy chains are completely shattered. While they are publicly unraveling and looking genuinely sick, you are actively thriving. The deep financial struggles and the spiritual exhaustion are permanently shattering today. Step into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. The dark days of acting small to make energy vampires feel comfortable are over. You are the reigning monarch of your reality. Your advanced spiritual DNA is fully activated and vibrating at the highest possible frequency. This is exactly why the physical symptoms of your trauma are completely vanishing. The heavy brain fog is lifting, and your pure physical energy is rapidly returning. You survived the dangerous parasite trap and emerged with your beautiful soul completely intact. That is a massive and undeniable miracle. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, we are going to seal this divine decree very soon. The people who desperately tried to bury your reputation are now watching you soar into the absolute stratosphere. They cannot touch your blessings, and they cannot interrupt your divine alignment, because your destiny is completely sealed by the highest angelic forces. You are highly protected from their desperate paranoia. You are an irreplaceable diamond in a world utterly obsessed with cheap and fake rocks. Your deep empathy is no longer a vulnerability for greedy demons to blindly exploit. It is a highly protected superpower reserved only for those who truly deserve your radiant presence. You learned how to weaponize your silence and guard your heavy gates. Only the purest frequencies are allowed to enter your sacred kingdom now. The deep isolation you felt was never a punishment for being fundamentally different. It was a highly necessary formation period to prepare you for this exact, massive elevation. The universe cleared the heavy room because your incoming blessings require immense physical space. You had to let go of the heavy anchors to float gracefully to the absolute top. And now you are standing proudly at the glorious summit of your journey. Let the sweet vindication wash over your tired spirit today. You do not have to explain your strict boundaries or justify your glorious absence to anyone ever again. The quiet peace you feel in your quiet home is worth far more than their chaotic validation. You finally unplugged your mind from the exhausting matrix illusion. The heavy theater production is completely over, and the toxic actors are permanently fired from your life. Look at the remarkable physical evidence of your absolute victory. Your eyes are bright, and your spirit is incredibly light today. The ageless glow radiating from your skin is the physical proof of your restored divine alignment. You are completely insulated from their massive matrix losses and their desperate panic. The heavy energetic cord is permanently cut, and the spiritual bridge is entirely burned down to the ground. Every morning you wake up now is a beautiful celebration of your absolute freedom. You are surrounded by an invisible shield of pure angelic light that repels all demonic attachments. The chosen ones are rising globally and taking back their stolen power, and you are an essential part of this massive spiritual awakening. Your brave survival is literally changing the frequency of the entire earth, which brings us to the final and undeniable decree from heaven. You did not survive that massive fire just to live a completely mediocre life. The verdict of explosive abundance has already been signed in the highest spiritual court, but it requires a physical anchor on this earth to officially activate. Your spirit must take immediate action today. The universe is waiting. God does not measure your faith by your fleeting thoughts. He measures your deep faith by your exact speed of obedience. The window of multiplication is standing wide open for you right now, and you must prove you are absolutely ready to receive this massive blessing. Do not let the matrix inject doubt into your highly advanced mind. Your time of waiting in wound is completely over. Subscribe to this sanctuary right now so you never miss a prophetic instruction. Pressing that button is a physical act of building an energetic wall around your peaceful reality. We are gathering the remnant from every corner of the world. By joining this powerful tribe, you are completely sealing your divine alignment with heaven, because you are no longer fighting alone in the dark. Your simple interaction with this frequency sends a blinding shockwave through the demonic realm. Every single time a cycle breaker claims their power, the dark elite lose another crucial battle. Share this specific message with one chosen soul who is desperately crying out in the dark. They are sitting in profound isolation right now, and they are waiting for a massive sign. Be their guiding angel today and hand them the exact key to their freedom. Your single act of kindness can instantly shatter their heavy matrix illusion. Heaven will massively multiply your generous spirit. We must build a completely untouchable army of light workers, because the narcissists rely on our silent isolation to maintain their dark control over the innocent empaths. But that era of quiet suffering is officially terminated today. You are completely untouchable now. The enemy tried desperately to steal your crown and drag you into their miserable abyss. But you stood your ground and starved their hungry demons with your majestic silence. While their fake kingdom is rapidly turning into dust, you are stepping into a permanent, ageless glow. They can never dim your brilliant light again. You are the irreplaceable diamond that survived the crushing pressure of their endless manipulation. Say this out loud with me right now. I claim my permanent freedom, and I banish all toxic energy from my timeline forever. Let the sound of your own voice vibrate through the walls of your room, because you are claiming absolute victory. Now, I want you to go to the comments and type those exact words. Type, "I am completely free," to physically anchor this massive shift into your present reality. That written declaration is your sacred signature on the divine contract. Your logical left brain will try to tell you this is just a simple video on the internet, but the accuser wants you to remain entirely passive today. Silence that deceiving voice immediately. If your cellular intuition is vibrating rapidly right now, heaven is demanding your immediate obedience. Do not walk away without leaving your sacred mark on this digital altar. Your comment is a powerful beacon that signals the angels to begin the massive transfer of wealth and peace. The energetic transaction requires your direct and immediate consent. The heavy season of crying yourself to sleep is officially over. Your immense capacity to love is no longer a vulnerability for narcissists to exploit. It is a highly protected weapon, reserved only for the elite cycle breakers. The universe is about to flood your life with genuine people who match your pure frequency, and you must get ready for an absolute overflow of divine blessings. Let the energy vampires panic in the dark wilderness they created. They are completely locked out of your glorious future. Their desperate noise can never breach the thick walls of your new kingdom. You are the cycle breaker, and you are the blazing sun. Hold your head incredibly high, because you have officially won the ultimate spiritual war without lifting a physical weapon. Heaven is actively deploying fierce angels to guard your front door tonight. Rest your beautiful soul and sleep in absolute peace. The massive shift you prayed for is already rushing toward you at incredible speed. The painful days of acting small to comfort their massive, fragile ego are permanently finished. Stay completely aligned and stay incredibly fierce. You are the anointed one, and your majestic reign begins today. Do not look back at the burning bridges, because there is nothing left for you in those toxic ashes. Step forward into your radiant destiny and never apologize for your brilliant light. The universe is fully backing your every move now. The absolute victory is yours forever.